Samuel, I think your question was, do cheetahs have a fear of height, right, Casting? Very good. Samuel, I do not think so. We have seen cheetahs, because they're not, very tall cats, when they want to make a kill or they want to know where they're going to get a prey or they're going to get an animal or some food, we have seen them climbing some termite mounds, or we have seen them climbing some logs, and when they climb some logs they get some height, and that height will make them look around and see what is surrounding them, and they can see where an impala like the one they're eating, where it is, or a different type of animal. So cheetahs, I would say, they're not scared of height. We have seen them sometimes playing and going up a tree, not like leopards, maybe up to 5-6 meters, that height, and then coming down. But they're not very good in climbing trees. And you can tell they're quite hungry. And what I've noticed they have tried to do, they have been avoiding to eat the stomach contents. What they've been eating is just, I would not say the fillet or, or the steak, but just eating the outer part and avoiding the stomach content. And guess what that will do? It will keep this kill as discreet as possible until they get full. The moment they open the stomach contents, that smell will just go out very quickly and it will be picked by their enemies. Rough still goods, more Ellis. Well, Rough get a better position for those Ellis and see how they'll continue sparring or playing about. And the cheetahs now have all together decided to dig in and go and eat. We had them eating in like intervals. You could see two eating together and one, watching around to make sure nothing happens. Or one could be eating, two watching. But now it's like all of them have said, you know what, it's time to keep eating, because the danger of the enemies or other predators coming in, it's growing with time. We initially had 2 vultures and now I'm counting about 6. So we do not know what that might translate into, and she's curiously looking in that direction to see if anything. And also nice cat was allowing the mother now to eat, because she basically also needs to eat a lot. The last time we had these cheetahs, they brought down, I believe, a baby kudu, and a baby kudu is a big prey by any standard for a cheetah to bring down. And today, to bring an impala male is fantastic. Charlie, how are you? And you're asking what's the biggest prey a cheetah can bring down. And that's a very interesting question. I would say this, or what they're eating at the moment, is one of the biggest prey for a cheetah to bring down. I mean, some of these impalas are about 60 kilos or about 100 plus pounds. That's something very big for the cheetahs, because it's almost twice the weight of a cheetah. So I would say this is one of the biggest prey they would bring down. Last week they brought down a baby kudu, and that was also massive. But we have seen when males come together, fully grown males, we have seen them bringing down even baby zebras or bringing down even baby wildebeest, But I would say this is one good example for you of a cheetah bringing down a very large prey. And it did not go for the female, of course, depending on the circumstances or where it made its own judgment and thought, this is the one to bring down. They'll always, go for females, but I would say this is one very good mother. To bring down a baby kudu, to bring down an impala and not a female is a male, where they would risk getting hurt by the horns, I think she is a fantastic mother. You might hear a car in the background making some sound, but those are friends of ours who have come and joined us on the sighting. How colorful to see the horns hanging out there, and the red on the flesh, and the mother cheetah looking. They'll never take any chances. And as much as they can, they'll keep eating, and chances are, unlike leopards or lions, who will always have a little break, kind of a commercial break, eat, go have a drink, come back, or go drink, in intervals. Cheetahs will make sure once they eat, they're full, chances are they may not come back to the same kill. And unlike, The leopards and lions, cheetahs, we have seen them, they will not have the same kill for more than a day. They'll do the hunt, eat as much as they can, and they always, chances are, once they move on and they're done with it. Occasionally we've seen them coming back to the kill after about an hour or 2 or 3, but more often than not, I would say 9 out of 10 times, once they're full, they're done. They'll always know other predators will most likely come in, and they do not want to take a risk facing off with leopards or hyenas, or even sometimes with the vultures, especially if they have very young cubs. Alright, let's go to Steve. As you find out, tell you later what this mother is looking at. Let's go to Steve now. Yes, make sure, Steve gets a lot of medicine. Hopefully she's going to bring some to the camp tonight after dinner, and we can enjoy his medicine. And the mother there decided to have a break and is back on her sunny patch, which I guess is giving her a bit of warmth. The substrate there is giving her a bit of warmth and just allowing the cubs to keep eating. But one of them is not taking any chances. She keeps looking. She initially had a very weird look, or a very concerned look of something that could be happening, but we just found out it was maybe a false alarm. She might have seen a grass just move, or maybe an antelope just walking away, and she thought, wow, it's time our food to be taken. But so far it is so good. I must say I'll have a lot of respect for this female. From the size of prey she has brought down, I would say hands up and well done for this female here. That's a pretty good job, because the last we heard of her, the prey she had was, a young kudu, and it was by any standard a big prey for a cheetah. So an impala, which could be almost 150 pounds, it is something very cool. Females being 80, 90 pounds, that's a lot bigger prey than the cheetah herself, and she must be a very good. But how she lost the other two is a bit sad, but not much could have done on a snake bite. Not much could have done. But of course, again, the other one she lost to the lions. She couldn't, of course, maybe fight the lions, and maybe her quick judgment was lose one and maybe protect the other two. I don't know whether at that time she had lost the other one to the snake, but I think good mothers would sacrifice one for the rest. Speed is always very, very virtual, or very important to the cheetahs. You notice as she pants there, if it was a leopard having eaten the same, you could see the belly going up and down, and the panting is massive, massive. And I was thinking maybe it's because, I'm not sure, their digestive system is different, as much as they are designed to be energy efficient, but this is just like a normal breathing, a little bit of panting, but leopards goes, up and down, up and down. So she keeps looking at that direction. I've tried to look myself, I did not see anything, but it's like something that doesn't make her very happy. Well, a little bit of a concern, but I don't see what she's looking at. So how would I say the cheetahs are more relaxed in the Mara? I would say yes, for only one reason. It's a totally different habitat. With the savannah and the grassland, in the position like these ones are, they are comfortably able to see a predator coming from a long way, and they'll calculate, we have to eat quickly, we have to go. But the kind of thicket we have around here in Djuma, it makes it rather difficult for them. And a hyena or a leopard can just sneak on them and steal their kill. So I would say they are more relaxed there than here, just because of the habitat they find themselves to be in. And that's why I think this mother is very worried, will eat and stand and look. As much as also in the Mara, cheetahs will never eat for more than 5-10 minutes without looking at their surroundings. Again, I would say well done to this mother. Angie, the ones that are very clear now, we got 3, and then another 4, we can see them very well. So those 2 to the left are the hooded vulture. Angie, you'd like to know how many vultures we have now. So those you see, 2 to to the left of the screen, that's the hooded vulture, and far right we have the white-backed vulture. But there are 4 on a different tree that's behind us, so total we have 7. They'll have to be very patient until this cheetah leaves. They'll not get any chances trying to come down. And as I said earlier, I've seen 2 cheetahs, fighting off 5 hyenas, which was quite unusual. So these vultures do not want to take any chances. I mean, the cheetahs or the mother could easily just give them a few slaps. We have seen that with the lions. So they better wait there until she leaves or until they're done. This is just marvelous. Please keep sending your thoughts and maybe keep describing the sighting to us as usual. Hashtag Safari Live. And you can see the fence you just saw there earlier from Senzo. We are very close to the Galago camp, where the killing, took part like an hour or so and a half ago. So here's, you're saying, would the 3 of them, have eaten all this kid, or will leave some? My guess is, I doubt they'll finish all of it. And if they do, they will do more of the fillet steak, more of the venison, and the internal contents, they're going to leave it here. So the mother looks pretty well fed now, but I think the young ones at the age of 7, 8 months, they'll keep eating. And after some time, once they go for a drink, I can tell you, they will not come back for it. So I don't see them going more than 50% of that kill. That's what I'm thinking. Not more than 50%. But that's a guess. Because you see one of the youngsters there is like, well, I'm done. It's just dozing off. That's a sign of satisfaction. The mother just letting them now keep eating. And as we saw in the belly of the mother, she looks pretty good. So one you see there to the right, I've seen her on occasions. So it's just the vultures that just scooped them there. Spoke them. They're trying to get close, the 2 hooded vultures, and I'm not sure they're trying to intimidate the cheetahs to leave. That would happen a lot. But the one particular species of vulture that would think would just come and scare them off would be the lappet or the Nubian vulture. Those ones are huge, and 2 of them are just enough to land here, and the cheetahs will just walk away. I mean, I'm happy. The mother looks quite content to me. Happy, done. I would say a job well done to bring down the impala for herself and for her youngsters. So she's just now spying and looking, and I'm not sure she's looking at me, maybe not, maybe she's looking at Senzo, and just making sure the other predators don't come. And she looks up once in a while. There's one particular hooded vulture is trying to fly around on top of them, an indication, are you done? Do you need to move? You're coming down. And then it goes back to the same tree and patches at the same area. I'd want to see a scenario like what we had in the morning with hyenas and the leopard, the rough. But I think the hyenas got enough of that kill, or what they ate from Hukumuri. Hukumuri is a male leopard around this area. So this one particular youngster will need to keep eating. Swings his tail a little bit for a sign of happiness, satisfaction. And the mother just watching them, like cubs, you need to eat before we get the predators coming. Let's find out what direction Raf is taking now. Bron, you say those chase the cheetahs? True, definitely. You'd imagine you're there, Bron, and you're hungry, and you can see the food, and you have big numbers. Easy, just come down. Well, casting the final control tells me 70% of you think they would give up and go away. And we saw, 2 of them after getting bored and not giving up, they were in love there. But yes, I agree, you go away. But knowing how difficult it is for some of the vultures to get food, you can see that we're looking at them there. I would say they'll stay put until something happens, or until these cheetahs leave. Jeff, you're amazed that these cheetahs have stayed on this kill for so long. Me too, but I tell you what, I think it was a hard work. It did, and she got cubs. they will need to get it fed, and that one is trying to pull a bit of soil there, maybe to cover any smell going out. Cats have been known to do that, and we just try and dig some soil and cover that. And therefore it's true. I mean, it's quite some time. We've been here for an hour plus, and they have not, moved, and they're still eating. So that's a clever cub. It's trying to cover the blood that have spilled there, so that the smell doesn't go out there, and it's not picked up, for example, by hyenas. How clever is that? See, I'm sure there's lipstick on her nose. Isn't that cool? Very clever. The other one is not bothered, just enjoying the rest there, but this one's trying to make sure we need to protect what the mother helped us bring down, and you can continue eating it. They have learned, I'm sure, maybe with previous experiences, once the smell is picked up out in the air, hyenas or, lions or leopards will come and snatch their kill. So the best thing is to keep it discreet or cover it, and it doesn't go out there to the world of the other predators. Quite active cub, this one, using both legs. One gets tired, changes to the other, and very nice. They're allowing the mother now to feed. They know the mother does a pretty good job. And going to 7-8 months, chances are this cub will definitely make it. Maybe it could be playtime now, who knows? Bone crusher, great comment. They have a cute red nose, and maybe now you'll see them licking each other, and maybe the red nose bone crusher will go shortly. I tried to call it lipstick, but I doubt it's a lipstick, because bone crusher, the red is on the nose and not on the lips. And you can tell how worried they are. They very quickly look if they see something they cannot understand. Could be monkeys. But I would imagine now it could be the time now to start playing allograming and reestablishing the bones as siblings. They're going back to the kill. The vultures are trying to come down, as I said earlier. I think I've seen two have come down by 2 meters to a lower branch. But I think the mother doesn't look to be worried by that, and she continues eating. This is just an epic sight. And as I said earlier, I respect this female. I think she is pretty strong, she's pretty fast, and I would say very accurate in her hunts. I don't know how many she has failed before, or how many she has always succeeded in making them successful, but from the one she did last week of a young calf of a kudu, and now this fully grown, mature male impala, I have a lot of respect. She commands a lot of respect from me. This could be a classical example of, I think, a female cheetah that can bring a young wildebeest down. And Joe, you're asking, do cheetahs also scent mark? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And most for males, they also scent mark, and most for males, but not like the leopards. The leopards will do a lot of scent marking because they are territorial, and cheetahs are in general, will have huge home ranges and not keep in the same area for a long time. So yes, they do, but not like the leopards. It have one very characteristic spot. You see that spot there? I'm not sure. It's a little swollen, or it's a little unusual spot there. I want to use my binoculars and see whether it's a bit swollen like a gland. And I haven't seen that, and it looks a little bit lighter than the rest of the body. Hopefully I'll have a chance to see it again. You see there on the left cheek. And maybe this could be one of the things we might have to mark and be able to identify these cheetahs 100%, as much as they've been known by my colleagues. But I don't know whether anybody has picked that. I'm not sure, is it kind of a tumor or swelling? And as I continue looking at it, let's go to Steve and find out what he's doing on his walk. Well, Well, the ball game might change here any minute now, because I have seen another predator slowly creeping in here, and I've seen a hyena who might want to come to these cheetahs and snatch their kill. You see, I've been talking about other predators, hyenas, leopards, and very good. A very warm welcome to all of you, wherever you are in the world. We are in South Africa in the Greater Kruger National Park. My name is David, and we're watching some cheetahs here having a kill, and we've got a hyena who is trying to come close and steal this kill. The cheetahs have been enjoying this kill for the last 1.5 hours without anybody with them. Vultures have been landing here, but none of them had the courage to come down. But we just saw a hyena coming in. Those are all the vultures. We have about 15 vultures of them together, and we're finding out if that's the kill. There is a mother with her 2 cubs, and there's a hyena that tried to sneak in, and they woke up, and she did not go very far. I would say she's only about 50 meters from where these cheetahs are. So one of the cubs continue eating, and the mother might slowly come back. That's the hyena right there. She's looking and not very far. The only thing that may happen, if more hyenas will come, then this will be the end of this delicious meal of these cheetahs here. So what the mother would want to do is to stand and keep an eye, and what she's looking at is the direction. Jill, you're saying you're glad they had a good meal before the hyena come. Yes, I agree with you. That's a great comment. And that's what happens with cheetahs. And you remember I was saying earlier, they have to eat very quickly. If they don't, they always face the challenge or the risk of the kill being snatched by bigger predators than them. Hyenas, lions, or leopards. So this particular case, we have been having vultures up there, and look at her belly there. She did not look very worried, but now with the coming of the hyena is a bit of a concern. So luckily they had eaten enough. I think I'm satisfied. What they have eaten is not very bad. Jenny, your question is just one hyena. Yes, Jenny, is only one hyena. That one you see there. She was the first one to arrive, and she's looking. And what she'd be doing, she'd be looking or waiting to get reinforcement for them to come and wade away or try and intimidate these cheetahs to leave the kill. But Jenny, at the moment, is only that one hyena and about 15 vultures up on top of the trees waiting to steal or take this kill over from these cheetahs. Look at the cubs there. They're slowly going towards the hyena, maybe trying to tell the hyena, come on, get out of here, don't come for our food, this is our dinner. So they're slowly walking, and the hyena just standing her ground also. That's the hyena there, looking in the direction of the kill. Gracias, you're asking the hyena, or you're saying the hyena is not calling for help yet. What they would do, they should be very careful. They would want first to eat on their own. You know, sometimes the hyenas are quite greedy, and the moment they call for more, what will happen? And the hyena is running away, by the way. What will happen if they call for help? They'll have so many or very big numbers of them here, and that will not be fair for them. What she'd want to do is to sneak fast, quietly on her own, eat, and once she is full, then she can call for help. But as it is now, she is very quiet and waiting for her own opportunity to come and eat. And the cubs are slowly going towards the direction of the hyena, and the hyena turns and is walking away. I don't know for how long this will continue. You can see they're crouching or like stalking and towards the hyena. I think what we need to do, Terry, you're saying, should we hear the hyena calling? Once that happens, we will definitely hear it calling. What we want to do, let us show you that exciting moment of the cubs trying to intimidate this very big hyena. alone, and these ones are 3. And see how she makes herself to look very big. What I do not know in the hyena's mind is it able to tell this is a cheetah or a leopard. Crystal, I like your comment, and you love just how the mother's watching, because the mother has at one point let go, and maybe when they're about 18 months, a year and a half, they'll be on their own. She wants to have successful cubs, and maybe generations later she'll know she trained them well. Rocky, welcome. Maybe you just joined us, and a very big welcome, Rocky. We are very close to a camp next to us that's called Galago Camp, and that's exactly where this killing took place, about 20 meters inside that camp. You know, that's the fence for the camp, and it's called Galago Camp. And we're just next door to that camp. And some of the guests think they might have seen the cheetah chasing the impala. So they contacted us, and we came here, and they said, go look, we think. They were Japanese, and the English wasn't very good, so they're like, go look, we think, they kill, we think. So we came round, and we just saw or found this cheetah mother with her 2 cubs enjoying the meal of an impala. Hyena gone, and the cub is just there making sure that he doesn't come back. The vultures haven't moved yet, so the cub, that one there, is facing the direction of the hyena. How exciting is this? They'll stay here as long as it takes until they're like guaranteed they're full enough, and that's the time they leave. But I'm sure if it gets much darker, they may want to leave and not want to risk facing off with hyenas or maybe leopards or lions in the darkness. We know cheetahs are very diurnal. They are better off, doing their stuff during the day than at night. And I'm sure it could be easier for them to handle their situation in daylight. So if the hyena is gone, she thinks it's time to go back to the kill and start eating. This is very, very special. Cubs, you're not going to have a bit of a play, or not yet, or you just ate? You need first the flesh to settle in your tummies. Alright, lay on the ground there, on the substrate, get the warmth. Every time the vultures move up there, they'll turn and look. You can imagine the huge wingspans of the vultures, how loud it is. So anytime they flap their wings, it causes them to worry. This is quite special. Very good, very excited to have all of you, joining us. And this is the stuff we see here in South Africa, in the Greater Kruger National Park, specifically in the Djuma Private Game Reserve. And we are so close to a camp here by the name of Galago. This is where the killing took place about 2 hours or 2.5 hours ago. And this is quite magic. There it goes, and she comes slowly, and the cubs are going back to the kill. And the hyena also walking in the same direction. We'll just see what will happen here. The vultures are building, I think. I thought we got quite a good number, but let's see this hyena, what she exactly wants to do. Her belly to me looks fine. Very difficult to tell hyenas whether they're males or females from a distance. Unless, of course, you see 2, and maybe being a male and female, females being bigger in size than the males. And she's making good ground, towards the kill there. She's sniffing where the cubs have been laying so that she can pick anything. And that particular one is looking at some vivid monkeys which are very vocal on the other side of the camp. That's the Galago Lodge. And lays down. They look now, they're fine, and they have relaxed. Unlike the cheetah being there, the hyena being there. She needs surely to get some reinforcement. Crystal, do you think if the same hyena, I'll be happy. I never saw it. And if her name is Koza and you think the same one that was the Hukumuri, then I think she is very vicious and very strong. She got very good senses of smell. And I think the leopard Hukumuru is a bit far from where we are. So let's just move in a different direction and see how the cheetahs are going to behave as she's getting closer to them. Then it means she did not get enough food from Hukumuri's meal this morning. Just keep holding on. So are we good back there? Let's just turn around and see how it's going to play out here. And so long as she is alone, I don't think he's going to win a lot. This mother and two cubs will fight back. Let's go to Steve and find out how he's doing. Yes, this is one of my best afternoons, and hanging around the Buffers Hawk waterhole, you might see anything coming to drink some water there, rough, and to eat. I think this could be one of the longest sightings I've ever seen of cheetahs eating non-stop. They've been eating, and it's one of, it's one of the cubs there eating, and they haven't stopped eating. And you notice now we have definitely gone to IR to make sure we do not invade their space or affect their behavior by any chance or shining any bright light on them. We do not want to expose them also to the hyena, which I think is still lurking around, waiting for an opportunity for these cheetahs to make a move. Tesla, how are you today? And thank you so very much for joining us, and make sure you'll be joining us every day 2 times when we do these safari drives. And your question is, how old are these cubs? My guess, Tesla, they're about 7 or 8 months. We think they were born last year in the month of October or November. So they could be anything 7 to 8 months. And Tesla, they will stay with the mother until they're able to hunt for themselves. Even when they get to about 15 months, they can always chase small rabbits, small scrub hares, small baby antelopes, something like that. They'll chase them, catch them, but will not be able to kill them. But by the time they're about 18 months or about 1.5 years, that time they'll be good to go, and the mother will tell them goodbye. So, they're about 7 or 8 months old. Angie, will vultures eat at night? Angie, I'll tell you a big yes. A big yes. And depending on how it will play out with the hyenas, as soon as these cheetahs leave here, the vultures will be the first one to land here. And then what will count is how many hyenas against the vultures. But if the vultures will outnumber the hyenas, the vultures will keep the kill. Yes, at night the vultures will eat comfortably. Staying together now, trying to rebound, and I can tell you I highly doubt they'll go to that kill again, but we are yet to see. We'll just keep waiting and see how they behave, because they might decide to go a quick one more bite before they give it up. Let's find out what Ralph is searching for at the moment. Yes, the cheetahs are not moving as yet. What they have done, they have just relocated from the kill, and now they're enjoying the warmth again of the substrate. It's much warmer where they are than the grass, and again you can see clearly the fence of our neighboring camp here, the Galagoloj, where the killing happened, maybe I would say going to 2.5 hours. And that one cub in the background there is looking on the direction of the hyena. And apologies for the gremlin slayer with Raf. It was a technical hitch. Sometimes these things will happen. But I got lots of excitement to be sitting with these cheetahs this long. Quite unusual to see them, eating for so long, and also even after, I would guess, getting full, they are not leaving these killers yet. They are here to stay. As I said earlier, I respect this particular female, and definitely, if these cubs will be the same lineage, I see they have, they'll have a lot of future, a lot of success in the future days for themselves, having such a great mother. even these cheetahs, when they're this young, they may be playing with small little scrub hairs, like, what we're seeing now in the night, and they'll keep coming out in the darkness. But it's funny how they take rather long before they can start killing or being able to bring down food for themselves. Even at the age sometimes of a year plus, they can be chasing scrub hairs, they can be chasing fawns or young ones of antelopes. But they only catch them, and they are not able to kill them. What sometimes the mothers have been known to do, for example, that youngster there, he will go, do a hunt, and, catch a prey, subdue it, and maybe not kill it, and then bring it home alive, and then bring it to the youngsters to play with it, and then they keep chasing it, and the mother just watches. And even when they're about 15 months, very few cheetahs have seen or have known that they can comfortably go for a kill and bring a prey down and even kill it. They'll catch it and they'll not be able to, suffocate it or kill it until maybe when they go to about a year and a half. That time independently, they can be able to survive on their own. Very full at the moment, and not doing much action. I'm trying to imagine the hyenas we saw in the morning. Is the one hyena that we saw did it? Is it looking for reinforcement? Is it calling the others? Or what could be happening? We haven't seen her come back. And hopefully she doesn't surprise us by sneaking when you're not watching and pulls the kill away. We've been watching the kill. The kill is still where it was. Says we're going to see the kill. Yes, that's the horn right there. Excuse me. Hyenas have been known to be very sneaky. That's the male impala you can see, or what used to be a nice male impala. And these are the animals at the scene of crime. Krusty, you're surprised the hyenas have not come in and they chase leopard. And we had this debate a few minutes earlier that maybe without not having as many, say, the hyenas not seeing as many cheetahs, maybe they have not been able to understand what type of animals, or they do not know the potential danger of the cheetahs and they can't maybe face them off. Well, I would guess that could be a bit of a theory. It could be possible. But yes, where are these hyenas? The drama they had this morning with Hukumori, who was a bigger cat and quite strong, that was something unusual. But here we had just one hyena, sneaks in, tries to come close, and two small, teeny 7-8 months cub weds, her off, and she's gone. I think she's bringing a lot of debate, and I don't know what you viewers think, but my feelings are either the hyenas are too full from where they are from this morning, or they haven't known that there's a kill around this area, and if they know, definitely they'll come in big numbers. Where the one is at the moment, I can't see it. I don't know where it is. She might have gone to call, but normally hyenas will not have that ultrasound calling, and they go ooh, ooh. And in general, that's done by the males more than the females, and they start calling each other to come and enjoy this feast. But as it is now, status quo, the cheetahs are where they are, and if you look carefully, there's one that had just popped her head up and then put it down. Paula, Paula, definitely. You're not wrong, Paula. The cheetahs will not do a lot of bone breaking, go to the skull, go to the hooves, Paula, you're absolutely right that the cheetah, the hyena, will steal it overnight. Definitely. At one point, these cheetahs definitely will wake up, leave, and most likely go for a drink. And as they do that, Paula, the hyena will definitely come and take the impala. I'm talking of an impala down here. I think Raf has some live impala. Well, the cheetahs have risen up. I think they might have been sparked by a movement of something. Not sure it was the hyena or not, but they're standing up now like to get out of here and maybe go for a drink. But then they stopped again and one cub has laid down there. I don't think they are yet ready for a drink, but chances are I doubt they'll go back to the kill. They may want to stay here keeping a guard on it, but surely from the size of those bellies, they're done with it. Maybe it could be some time for play, bonding a bit. Two youngsters there. How sweet is that? And definitely they're licking each other, the blood where the tongues of either of them cannot reach. Isn't that not clever? Scratch my back, I scratch yours. Sense, would you agree? Yeah, sense of things. So scratch my back, I scratch yours. You can't have a tongue, stretching out all the way to the forehead or to the nose or below the neck. So we need to do for each other. I was talking earlier where mothers have been known to lick the cubs, who after a kill, but much younger cubs than these ones. But I think these ones are doing a good job and they're learning for themselves. And this, of course, strengthens their bonds as a family, or two brothers, or brother and a sister, or two sisters. I'm not sure what sex they are. And the mother is just enjoying them and well done, that's the way to go. Yvonne thinks this is very sweet. It is really sweet after having such a great meal. And time to look at that. Is that wonderful? Yes, I agree. It's very sweet, as you said. Let's go back to Raf and see what the impalas are doing.